Well, hi everybody. Pastor Dale here, coming to you from the church on Wednesday, June the 3rd. I'm up here just getting some things ready for this Sunday, since this will be our first Sunday officially back in the building. We're referring to it as our regathering date, rather than a reopening, since the church never really closed. We are still the church even when we're in our homes. We were simply dispersed, as it were. And so this Sunday, we are going to regather for in-person worship. And I mentioned this past Sunday that I would send out another video today, just going over some of the precautions and guidelines, and so just wanted to briefly do that today. You should have also received an email from Kelsey with the June newsletter containing the guidelines for Sunday, but I just want to go over those briefly here, just so everyone is up to speed. And so we've drawn these from the recommendations from the Reformed Church in America, the Centers for Disease Control, as well as the state of Indiana. And so here are the things that we're asking. We're asking that you would please stay home if you have a fever, if you have had a fever within 72 hours, have had a cough, or have had contact with someone diagnosed with COVID-19 within the previous 14 days. Masks are also strongly recommended. We're also asking that you maintain a physical distance of at least 6 feet from non-family members. Every other pew will be taped off in order to help maintain and facilitate this. We will not have Sunday school or nursery care. The greeting time will be removed from the service. We will also refrain from passing the collection plates during the offering. Baskets will be available at the entrance of the sanctuary in which you may place your offering. We will not have communion in June, and we are hoping to have communion in July, and that'll be to be determined as we get closer to the first Sunday in July. We will not have our usual after-service fellowship time or coffee and refreshments. We will dismiss the congregation by rows after the benediction. However, properly distanced fellowshipping outside of the building is not going to be discouraged. Bulletins and other materials will not be handed out. They'll simply be made available at the entrance of the sanctuary for you to grab as you enter. Our greeters will not be shaking hands, but will hold the door for people as they enter. And finally, hand sanitizer will be readily available in several visible locations. So those are the precautions for regathering. It is our intention to keep these guidelines in effect at least for the month of June. And then, in keeping with the governor's precautions and the other sources I've mentioned here, we will revisit those as we get closer to the month of July, if all goes according to planned. Now, just one other announcement, and that is this. As you know, we have given you a slate of new consistory members nominated for the offices of elder and deacon, and they are as follows. For the office of elder, the nominees are John Budzik, Arlene DeHigh, Gary Thompson, and April Swick. And we're asking you to elect 2 of those 4 names. And for the office of deacon, the nominees are Josh Schoon and Tom Walsh. And once again, we're asking you to elect those 2. Now, obviously, it has been the practice for the past few years to have a double slate, meaning we put 4 candidates, 4 elders before you, 4 deacons before you, and we ask for you to choose 2 of each. However, we are obviously not putting a double slate of deacons before you. We tried to get a double slate, but we were unable to do so. And so when the congregational meeting takes place on Sunday, June the 21st, after the worship service, we will first have a vote to suspend our bylaws regarding the policy for having a double slate for deacons. We're not amending the bylaws or changing the bylaws for now. We're simply voting to suspend the bylaws for this particular vote, just for this day. And then we will proceed with the election. So those are the two announcements I wanted to proceed with. We're looking forward to this Sunday. Please be safe. Please continue to keep in mind that we still are in the midst of this pandemic, and so we ask that you take care of yourselves and be careful. And we want to, again, make clear that no one is pressured in any way to come if you do not feel ready to be here, to regather. And particularly if you are at risk, we understand that and we respect that, and no one is going to be judged or made to feel bad if you do not attend. And so there is a verse near the close of the Old Testament when God's people began to be brought back from exile, and they're starting to regather and rebuild. And the prophet Zechariah says to them, "Do not despise these small beginnings." And so in some ways, that's kind of where we are. We're starting to regather, and we're kind of beginning again in a real sense. But God is good, and God understands, and God is with us all the way and knows the situation that we're in. So it's all good, and we're getting through things together. So we're looking forward to being back together this Sunday. God bless you, my friends, and we're looking forward to seeing you soon. Take care.